Welcome, Earthlings, to another episode of Purple Wave. First of all, I want to apologize for a slight delay in release, but most importantly, here we are. Also, you might have noticed I managed to gain another dimension, but do not worry, the 2D model will keep making appearance. I just felt like a bit more expressiveness might come in handy. There are actually a lot of cool ways how to be a VTuber, right? PNG, Live 2D, 3D, all kinds of cool tech stuff for any of the type. Sometimes it is hard to do your own research for helpful or cool programs to help you with VTubing, especially if you're a complete stranger or a fresh newbie. And I was in the same shoes about a year ago, just like some of you. And I wouldn't probably make it all the way here if it wasn't for one bird boy that showed me how I can approach this VTubing sphere. Hopefully, he'll bring some cool advice to you as well. Purple Wave, welcome, Zekoz.
Hello everyone, my name is Zekoz. I am a burb tree swallow VTuber and I do a bunch of YouTube advice and tech reviews on my channel. I also stream a couple days a week and I'm just here to have a good time. Thank you so much for inviting me, Azeret.
You're welcome. Hey, I have the honor, you know? I feel, I am such a small person in all of this, in the VTuber sphere. I just started a year ago and I decided oh, I'm gonna have this talk show, I'm gonna talk to all of these cool people. And hey, it's working so far.
It
so,
is, yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. So yeah, welcome here. Thank you for accepting the invite.
Of course, my pleasure.
Even though it was a little bit baity.
It's fine. We're here for a good time.
Yeah. So, first of all, I want to congratulate you because while we were waiting for this recording day and everything, I've noticed that you reached like 30,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes, 30,000 subs. It is crazy how fast we're going this year. Like we were going like fairly decent last year, especially towards the latter half, but I've decided to properly lock back in this year. I went back to my bread and butter, which is long form content, and we just broke through what we had in the entirety of last year in just like 4 months this year, which is insane.
Wow, that's so crazy. Yeah, like I've noticed over the last couple months, like YouTube was recommending me all of your videos. I had you on I have you all over my Twitter,
No way.
And it's just so cool because you're talking about all of those like tech stuff, and tricks that you can use, in VTube Studio and all of the others. And you actually hooked me up on a couple of them. So
No way.
yeah.
Yeah? Like which ones?
Oh, which one was it? That was you made a short about, it was a thing on Steam. Somebody made the automatic toggles for VTube Studio for like faces and stuff.
Oh yeah, face to face.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I have it on my wish list and I want to try it. I want to use it.
That's really cool. Fun fact about that one, actually. It was my friend who developed that app. So he came to me one day and he was like, Zeke, I have something that I'm working on, but I don't know if it's gonna do very well, or I don't know like how I feel about it. Like I don't know if people are gonna like it. Can you have a look? And I was like, yeah, sure, throw me it. And then he sent me a demo of the app along like with the things that he's planning for it. And then I was like, dude, Zill, that's his name, Zill. I was like, Zill, this is incredible. Why the hell are you saying that you don't know how it's gonna do? Because I think people are gonna love this thing. It's what people have been like looking for this entire time. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, just keep fucking doing it. Keep going. So it was really cool to kind of like see that unfold and to see like everyone giving it some positive feedback. It was amazing.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like I understand that, certain people might still have like problems with it, you know, the technical
Mm.
difficulties happening
Oh
all the
yeah.
time, right? And I saw some other people talking about it, and like having their own experiences with it with this, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll see if it's gonna work for me, you know, because
Mm.
it also matters a lot on how your model is rigged, right, and everything. So
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, it's all dependent on the parameters you have. So
yeah,
yeah, different for everyone.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was one of the
Mm.
things that you actually hooked me on.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm so happy
but
to hear that.
very first time that I've actually seen you was actually about a year ago, when I
No
first,
way.
yeah, when I decided to be a VTuber, and I think that was it your breakthrough video. I'm not really sure. There might have been other that I've seen, but I think that the one that is called the I learned the life 2D in 7 days.
Yeah, that one. That's the one that blew up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you had one before it that had a lot of views as well. But
Hmm.
I remember when I was learning about about VTubing and Live 2D and everything, and I'm that kind of a person that wants to do everything for free.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I will try to. Like, my first original idea was like, oh, I'm gonna get a VTuber model, someone to draw it for me, because that's one thing that I will never be able to do.
Mm.
But I will learn how to rig it. And I was looking for some videos, and I saw yours. And I was like, oh my
Oh.
god. And you know what? I'll tell you something. After I watched it, I was like, hell no, I'm paying someone to do it.
I feel like a lot of people had the same reaction.
Yeah. So, do you still have those skills of rigging, or?
Oh, unfortunately, no. Especially with how VTube's, not VTube Studio, sorry, with how Life 2D has come with all the updates that they've had. The app looks very different, at least the last time I opened it, which was like sometime earlier, mid last year,
Mhm.
compared to like when I made that video. So it is a steep learning curve, and with the amount of stuff that they've added in, I feel like I'm gonna be like kind of starting again, if that makes sense. So definitely, it'll take a lot of time if I do get back into it, because a lot of those skills were learned in the moment for that project, and then I never really went further with that. I was planning to,
Mhm.
and then I was like, I like making YouTube videos. I think I prefer this better than making models.
So,
Um,
yeah, so it's
yeah.
basically a cover up, basically, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna pretend I'm doing this, but actually it's for YouTube video.
Mm. I did. It was spurred because I kept seeing things online about how expensive VTuber models are, and people like not understanding why it costs so much, and people were like, I mean, they still are today. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, like this shouldn't cost like this much money. Like this is crazy. Like people are just overcharging. And so I was like, okay, well, if that's how people feel, then I'm gonna show them the insides, like the behind the scenes of how it all comes to be, and show people why it costs so much, because that's something that a lot of people don't understand, because they assume, oh, when you see a VTuber model, you see it as it is, you see it for what it is. You don't really understand what goes on behind it. So my hope with that video was to kind of make people understand why someone would charge like thousands for a single model. Like, it sounds ridiculous
Yeah.
until you dive into it, and then you're like, oh, hang on, okay, it's not as ridiculous anymore.
It's true. I also had the same kind of mindset before. I would
Mhm.
say, yeah. I was looking at like, oh my god, how much is for these like custom models and everything, and it's never actually just the art that is sometimes
Mm,
like that is expensive. Like, that can be pretty cheap, but the
mm.
rigging is like insane. I'm like, oh my god,
Oh yeah,
oh
it
my god,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so that was basic. So you said that was actually why you wanted to make that video. That people were saying that is too expensive.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it was also like the title of the video. Like
Hmm.
when I thought about it, I was like, I know exactly what the title of this video. It sounds a bit clickbait, clickbaity, but I'm gonna roll with it.
Hey, clickbait,
um,
clickbait works.
Clickbait does work. Clickbait does work. I
Unfortunately, yeah.
was averse. Yeah. Clickbait works, and I was averse to it before. I didn't really want to do it because I felt icky. But then the more I do it, the more I'm like, you know what? You kind of have to do it to survive in this space. And there is a merit to it. Like, morally, there is some kind of a merit to it. But yeah, with that video, it was to explain. And thankfully, it seems like a lot of people understood it from that. And it also kind of got some people to start live 2D rigging, which is really cool. It was super awesome to
Oh,
see that too.
that's awesome. That's awesome that they were
Yeah.
also other, there's like the two sides of it. It wasn't just
Yeah.
me that said, oh, hell nah.
Yeah.
And then there are other people who
Exactly.
were, hey, that looks actually pretty easy. I'll do this.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So
Mhm.
so yeah, so that was the first video that I've actually seen of you, and then I watched
Awesome.
many more actually from you, and I was like, oh my god, this dude is so cool. I love his voice. So like ASMR kind of stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I binged a lot of your videos. I'm not gonna lie. And you were
I
you were one of
appreciate that.
you were one of the people that I was like, okay, I need to follow him. I don't know any VTubers.
Mm.
I just jumped into this. I don't know what I'm doing, but he looks cool. so,
That's so cool.
so yeah, so that was one of the things. I'm curious. So you're making all of those tip videos, advice, and
Mm.
tech, and all of the good stuff.
Mhm.
Do you actually follow all of your advices? And
So I follow them to an extent, because I run into this thing. Now, you might be different and other people might be different. I'm kind of curious to see how other people perceive this or like
Mhm.
do this, but I give a lot of advice. I give a lot of tips and recommendations, but because I give out so much, I sometimes forget what I say and sometimes forget my own advice. So even though I follow some of them, and I actually no, I follow most of them, but then sometimes I forget to follow some because it just kind of slips, because there's so many. I feel like my brain, I already struggle with remembering things a lot of the time. So remembering everything that I've said is another layer of that I just end up forgetting as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I tend to follow the important stuff anyway.
What do you think is the most important one that you follow? Or
The more
yeah,
in terms of making like YouTube videos or Twitch or just like in general.
in general, like in content creation, what do you think is the most important one, or it is the most
Mm.
important one for you?
I don't think I can say the most important because everything is kind of like dependent on the person.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, one of the most important. Actually, let's name like my top three. Let's try and name my top three.
Okay,
So in no particular order as well.
it's
So
fine.
the top one, yeah. So the top three, one of them is to upload outside of Twitch. So have YouTube videos, have TikToks, Instagram, whatever you want, as long as it's outside of Twitch. Because I mean, it's something that's said not only in VTubing but in streaming as well. It is a dead and beaten horse at this point. Everybody says it. Also,
But
again, I
it's
apologize
true.
for my model,
No,
but yeah, it
don't
is
worry.
very true. I'm lagging all over the place. But it is very true because Twitch is very undiscoverable. Even now, they have improved it, but it is still undiscoverable. Mainly because the only times, or 90% of the time, that people find you in Twitch is only when you're live. So
Exactly. Yeah.
your yeah, so your time is your resource. So you only have a limited amount of time in your day and in your week to accommodate that. Whereas if you upload a video, if you upload a short, then that is up for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year round. There is much more opportunity for people to find you that way. And at the end of the day, it's also like a numbers game, right? Because the more times you're live, the more people find you, but also the more videos you upload, the more chances that people can find you. So, yeah, that's one of the bigger advice, or one of the most important advice that I will definitely keep on saying until I retire from this,
Yeah.
even after that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we hear this one in particular like a lot, and it is true. Otherwise, people wouldn't be repeating it all the time. The problem is, and I was talking about it with Yem as well. People just don't want to listen. They just want the instant success, and they just want to be the streamers that stream forever and don't do anything else, right?
Exactly. It's people who are not really. It's usually the type of people who just join in because they saw a streamer do something and they're like, oh, I want to do that too. Not knowing what goes on behind that, because it can either be people who are super dedicated to their craft and spend a lot of hours into making it, so they end up being super popular and super successful, or the ones that are, they popped off out of sheer luck at one point, but they were still able to carry that momentum over, or a mix of both. I feel like a lot of content creators are a mix of both. And it's unfortunate because when people come into the space, they kind of see that and they don't really understand what goes on behind it and the skills that's involved in it. Yeah, so it's getting people to understand that and making like the how do you say this? The biggest misconception of content creation, in my opinion, is that it's easy. It is certainly anything but easy. I mean, you can, like, if you just want to stream, if you just want to make videos, sure, you can make that easy. But if you actually want to succeed in the space, it is very difficult. It's more difficult than you would ever know, until you actually dive into the space and try to actually do it yourself. It's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, I personally was like so surprised because I've been a Fleshtuber before I became a Vtuber, and it just felt a little bit different, when I was streaming like that. And then when I learned about Vtubers and all that good stuff that they are doing, like especially the most famous one, the most popular one, like there is this, I was so surprised, like there is this V card thingy and like all of those like groups of VTubers together, and all of those like super thought through collabs and everything. And I was just like, oh my god, that's like another level.
Yeah, it absolutely goes insane. Like there are so many layers to this thing, and people underestimate the depth that goes into it. Like Fleshcam or like Fleshtuber, cam streamers are like one thing, but then you dive into the whole VTuber rabbit hole and it's like a completely different thing. But at the same time, it shares a lot of values. But yeah, you can go down a really deep rabbit hole with all of this, and you still wouldn't know everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think in this last year that I have been a VTuber, I'm telling you, I didn't know anything about VTubing, like zero. I knew that VTubers exist, but I didn't know anything about it. And I just woke up one day and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a VTuber, I'll try it. And well, here we are a year later.
Here we are.
So I genuinely like looked at the history, learned about a lot of things, and so I think I went down the rabbit hole quite a lot. And I still feel like, oh my god, I know nothing.
Yeah, it always feels like there's something around the corner that's like a surprise scare. One of the ones that I saw recently was that people don't realize that VTubing actually started off as 3D, and they think that VTubing, like 3D VTubing right now, is a new thing. It's like, no, we're just going full circle. It started off 3D. That's how it all began.
You just absolutely...
Oh, sorry. Did I bug out?
No. I didn't know that.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did? There you go.
I didn't even realize that. But when I'm thinking about it, what was the name of the first VTuber? Was it the
first ever VTuber is Kizuna Ai.
Kizuna, yeah, that was her name.
Who coined the term. But
she was 3D?
She was 3D, yeah. But before her, there was another VTuber who started off, but it wasn't even official. Hang on. I keep forgetting her name, so let me just... I have it. I know it from a certain video. So Ami Yamato. Yeah, Ami Yamato from Japan.
I don't think I heard that.
Yeah, no, this was ages ago. I can't remember exactly when the timeline was, but
Mm.
she predated Kizuna Ai in
Mm.
having a virtual avatar represent her in content creation. So she was the first, like I guess technically VTuber, but the term didn't really exist back then. It
Yeah.
became popular and existed with Kizuna Ai. She is the one who coined it, and that's why we call her like the grandmother of VTubers.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Okay.
she was 3D, full 3D.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even realize
Mm.
that. Yeah, I always thought that it was mostly like live 2D, but yeah, actually,
Mm.
when I think about it a little bit more, when I realized what I watched, yeah, it kind of felt more 3D-ish than 2D-ish. So yeah,
Right?
damn.
And even if you take it all the way back to the start of Hololive,
Uh-huh.
Hololive's first ever livers and talents were also in 3D. Like Tokinosora, even Miko was 3D at the start. I think the only person who wasn't 3D at the start was, well, not the only person, but one of the
Mhm.
earlier members who wasn't 3D was Suise, and that's because she came over with her own model, which was really cool.
Ooh. Oh, interesting,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I think she's the only talent in Hololive that came in with her own model, not one made by Covercorp.
Ooh. Oh yeah. That's another
Mm.
thing.
Oh yeah,
That's a whole nother thing.
whole other thing.
So talking about 2D and 3D,
Yes,
so what was your first model ever?
I can bring it up for you if you want. Hang on, let's load.
Oh, yeah, I see
Yeah,
you.
there
Oh,
he is. There's
I
baby
think
Zekoz.
I think I saw it somewhere. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it looks even. I love one thing that I love about VTubers is that every single time I see their first model,
Mm.
it usually looks younger.
It. Oh my god, it
And
really
then
does, doesn't it?
yeah, like this is totally like a 15 years old Zekoz out there. Like, come on.
Yep, and it. Oh my goodness, sorry, it's like glitching out. I don't know if you see it glitching out.
No,
But
it doesn't move at all for me.
oh, for you, okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna switch back. But yeah, this was the first ever model that I had. I drew him
Mhm.
myself, and I also rigged him. And it was only until
Ooh.
this current model where I commissioned someone to make it and
Mhm.
also rig it. But the design is still there.
Oh, so
But yeah,
I saw somewhere. I think you were talking about it. I think you were a PNG tuber at the very beginning.
I was a PNG tuber. Yeah.
Oh,
It, it,
I've never tried to be
mhm.
a PNG tuber. I only created took a screenshot of me a couple times and then used the reactive Fuji or how do you call it? uh,
Oh.
yeah, to make it low key a PNG because my PC couldn't handle VTube Studio, OBS, and game at the same time.
Oh, right, right. So it was like a backup for you in case your normal stuff didn't work.
Exactly.
Mm, that
So
makes sense. It is a lot less resource heavy.
yeah, so my viewers are sometimes like, oh my god, as I went the complete opposite way, she got live 2D first, 3D, and then she decided to go PNG. It's backwards.
It's backwards. But hey, if it works, it works. So,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I.
did you
Yeah.
sorry did you
Oh, no,
design every version of your model? Like, did you know exactly what you want?
I didn't know exactly what I wanted.
Mhm.
Definitely not. But I did design like at least 90 to 95% of my model.
Mhm.
I got some help from the artist who drew my model because what I like to do when I commission these things, especially for like a model or like when they're helping design, or sorry, helping make the model, I like to get their help in designing it because I want the artist to be involved in it as well, as in like have a part in it instead of just drawing me something.
Mhm.
So I also want to see if they can input something in that will improve the model instead of just me putting it in. So when I was commissioning this model, I asked my artist, hey, I have some ideas for the overall look, but I want to get your opinion on a couple things. And the couple things was one, the necklace that I have, the top one on my neck,
Mm-hmm.
and also the uh, look of my patterns on my shirt, because that one didn't look like that before. I had like
Oh.
general ideas and I had like influences, but it was the artist who ended up designing them in the end, after some like iterations and feedback from me, because I had an idea but I didn't exactly know where to take it, you know. But they took it and I was they took it to their own ideas and I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. Let's do that. Yeah, let's roll with that. Um, but other than that, everything else, like the vast majority of my model, is created by me. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So you always,
Mhm.
so at the very beginning, have you always been this little bird?
Uh, funnily enough, no, I didn't even have a wing at the start.
Oh.
The wing was, I knew I wanted to do something feather, bird, you know, this kind of like this sense of freedom kind of thing.
Mm.
And that's what I based my design off of. So my design, of course, when I think about freedom, I think birds and flight and these creatures that can go everywhere they want. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So even if I wasn't a bird at the start,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of soon became that because of that. But my design was based off of a bird. And then when I commissioned my model, I had my lore like at that point as well. So this model is more like a lore accurate in a sense.
Uh-huh.
Whereas my older models, like the one I showed you in my PNG model, they were just like a starting point, and I created my lore like after I created those.
Oh.
Um, it's like a work in progress thing throughout the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read your lore on multiple sites, and it's just like
Oh.
it's like, oh my god, it's actually so cool. And like the celestial being, and you were actually a
Mm,
bird, and then you turned into human, and oh my god.
yeah. Well, thank you for reading that. Actually, that's cool. Yeah.
Come on, I need to learn about my guests.
That's true. That's fair.
Properly.
I,
So yeah.
like, I feel like people get jump scared sometimes because they're like, "Oh my god, you have lore!" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not just an anime boy. Yeah, I do have lore behind this."
I feel like a lot of VTubers always come up first with the lore before they come up with
Mm,
anything else, and they have like this super detailed, like book worthy lore sometimes, and
yeah,
then you come to their streams and it's like, ah, well, you are dead, but nothing comes out of it. I feel like a lot of
yeah.
people are actually not using their lore.
No, certainly not. I think like a good thing about lore is that you're able, if you make it before you design your model,
Hmm.
you have a good basis for it, and it sets up your foundation for branding. And I think I'm pretty sure that that's a reason why so many Hololive or corporate VTubers have lore. It's so that they can solidify that branding as they create the character. Um, and of course, with them, it's no exception in that they lose that lore touch that they have in the beginning as they stream. Like they kind of gradually lose the voice. They
Hmm.
don't really act like their lore counterpart per se, but the community is still there. They remember, and then I guess inside jokes, for lack of a better term, are brought up every now and again,
Hmm.
that pertains to the lore, which is great because, like, for me, my community knows my lore as well, or at least like most of them do, and so they always bring up the fact that I'm a bird, and that like they there's a running joke where they wanna cook me, so they set up KFZ, which is Kentucky Fried Zekoz, and and that only comes because they know that I'm a bird. So it's like these little things. But yeah, most VTubers don't really pertain to the lore that they created, but that's not a bad thing either. I think like lore is a good starting point for your design. Whether or not you stick to it later on, it's completely down to you. But as long as your branding is solid and your like lore is the foundation of that, then I think like that's a good use of lore.
You've been a VTuber for 5 years.
Yes.
That's impressive. So I was on the first episode I was talking to Yam, and she's over 6 years actually, I think, and
Mm.
it just feels so crazy because every single day or every month I see graduations and like taking
Mm.
breaks, and people just decide to not stream anymore, and like I you didn't blow up for like immediately, right? It took you some time as
Mm.
well. So
Hmm.
it's so cool to see someone who actually stick to everything throughout these 5 years, and is still here
Mm.
and active and seeing the success, especially now, right? Like, how
Mhm.
does that make you feel? Like, what kept you streaming and doing all the content throughout the years? Because 5 years is a long time. Like, there's not that many YouTubers
It
that survive
is.
that long.
It is a very long time, and I think I'm actually, yeah, I started VTubing a year after I started my current full-time job, so it's kind of wild to know that they're so close together.
Oof.
But it is absolutely insane to think about that, I've been going for this long, and the community and my channel and stuff
Hmm.
is still going strong. It wasn't always the case. It was, so you mentioned that, at the start I didn't really blow up. It was more gradual,
Yeah.
but there was a time where I did blow up, and it was, around the same time that you probably found me, which was the I learned Life 2D in 7 days video. Because that was the video that sent my channel into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
And because of that video, all my other videos around it got so much more attention and views. Like,
Hmm.
there was a video that I found that I made. It was the what not to do as a VTuber, and I believe that got over 100,000 views in like less than a week. And I
Jesus.
was flabbergasted by like how that video like absolutely skyrocketed. And I feel like that is in due part because of the video that blew up, and then everybody like
Hmm.
wanted to know more and wanted to find out about VTubing, because it was also like around the time when people were starting to get into VTubing because of its novelty. Um, but there was a time as well after that where I did not leverage that momentum,
Hmm.
and I honestly, looking back, it was kind of a mix of not really knowing how to leverage it, and also not really knowing what to do in general. I was a little burnt out as well because of a lot of things that happened not only in VTubing but in life, because it wasn't very balanced.
Uh-huh.
And it came to the point where I just kind of stopped and slowed down uploads. I wouldn't upload for months on end. And so that momentum and that blowing up that I got from the Life 2D video just petered out. It slowly got less and less every single month, until the point where I was basically starting YouTube from scratch again. It was
I think
wild.
I actually, yeah, I think I actually remember it because I did follow you right after I found you, and like I
Mm,
checked like when was the last video when you posted, and there was nothing for months, and then suddenly,
yeah.
suddenly I got the notification or something somewhere, and I was like, oh my god, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back from the dead. Ah, you can't keep me down.
Yeah.
um, yeah, because after that video, I think I made another video as well, which
Mhm.
was talking about how I nearly quit after a few years, and it was kind of just
I think I
I was
remember that
losing the
one.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a very popular video of mine, but it was one that I worked on a lot and put a lot of like feeling into, because
Hmm.
if someone found it, then hopefully they can relate to it and just kind of keep going as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was losing a lot of drive. I was losing a lot of motivation to keep going. It was, I guess, in a sense, I was kind of losing the sight of the reason why I started in the first place. And I was like, wouldn't it be just so much better to just stop, this grind and just do something else and just like chill? I'm already working a full-time job, so I got like, I don't need a revenue source. I already have one,
Yeah.
and all that. And it was taking up so much time. And so it was this slump that I went through. And then it took me going over my videos kind of in this like nostalgia trip to
Mm-hmm.
kind of figure out, or not to figure out, but just to kind of like live through what I had. It's funny because I kind of think of this time as like, you know that Minecraft song where they talk about like the fallen kingdom and like how how it used to be. It was based off Viva La Vida,
Uh,
but basically it's
doesn't ring a
this.
bell to me.
Okay, fair enough. I'll link you the video later. You can probably just show the thumbnail on screen or something. But it was it that entire moment for me felt like I was reliving the past. In I wanted to kind of relive my moment of blowing up. You know, that small
That
window
viral
where,
moment, yeah.
yeah, that viral moment, and going through, and then it kind of like reminded me of the times I had back then, because it wasn't just a video. That video was made around the time where I met my first VTuber friends and my groups, and then going through the comments and then seeing like how many people that I've helped out and who started because of my videos,
Mm-hmm.
and just going through that nostalgia trip reminded me of why I wanted to do this in the first place, why I wanted to make videos in the first place, and it was because of those very same people who got value from my video, who wanted to be VTubers because of my video, who didn't know what they were doing, like I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, and I wanted to be that guiding light for them, because when I started, one of the big reasons why I started making videos was that I was frustrated at the lack of information, or at least good quality information. I was like, I'll do it myself. And so I did that. And people kept asking me, how do you become a VTuber, Zekoz? I'm like, I'll just make a video for it.
Hey, that's the best thing. Like, there's nowadays there's so many videos like that, but like you had the advantage that at that time that it wasn't as popular, and there was not so many sources of like knowledge, right? So if you make a video like that, like that's like 100% you're gonna skyrocket up there. Right?
Yeah, it's definitely like it's that filling of a niche, or like that gap in the market, which is great. Like I count my lucky stars for being able to do that. And I mean, now I see like more and more people take up that role, and it's super awesome to see. I'm friends with a couple of them, like Phlox. I don't know if you know her, for example, is another one. Great person. Did a call out recently with her. Fantastic to work with, and it's really cool to kind of see like the gap that I filled early on is being met with more people filling that gap, and it's super cool to kind of like see it all build up. But yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just wanted to say, like, I am like one of those people who decided to do like similar videos, like how to become a VTuber for free, and like things that VTubers or nobody tells you about VTubing and stuff like that. But I wanted to do it like in a relatable way for myself, because like I was literally sharing my experience as I was learning everything. Nowadays I see like a bunch of other VTubers, smaller ones that just started as well, doing the same type of videos, like, and like you have every single year, like how to start VTubing in 2024, 2025, 2026. Yeah. It's just like, oh my god. So crazy. Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then sorry, just going back, just kind of rewinding a little bit to like the moment that I nearly quit. So there were actually people might not like know this, but there wasn't just one moment where I wanted to quit. There's two moments, and one of them was detailed in that video, but then the other one I was more discreet about it. So that one happened last year, 2025. And I was looking through my stuff. I was like, oh man, I'm doing stuff, but I don't really know like where I'm going. And it was that same thing of like just being lost, and also at the same time being frustrated because I knew I could make a good video. I knew I could make videos that basically goes viral. Like 800,000 views might not be viral in general, but it's a lot for this space. And so I knew that I could do it, but I didn't do it, and that frustrated the hell out of me. So I told myself, I think this was May of 2025, I told myself, okay, I am going to give it one more year. If I don't get anything worthwhile, if I don't see any kind of worthwhile growth in 1 year, then I will quit without regrets. And so I started my absolute grind lock-in year. I absolutely went ham on everything, from studying about YouTube, the algorithm, Twitch, everything to do with not only VTubing but streaming and content creation in general. I started off with making a few videos, testing it out, long form and short form. Eventually, I want to start making a lot of short form videos. We got with which some of them got some, some recognition, some popularity, but other ones blew up, and some other ones like absolutely tanked. And then it wasn't until the start of this year where I kind of put all the pieces together, and then I understood, like, everything started to click, and then I went back to my grassroots. I was like, okay, what was I known for before? What am I good at? It was long form content on how to be a VTuber. So I went back and revisited that. And then that was the first video of 2026, how to be a VTuber, which is really funny because I accidentally uploaded the how to be a VTuber for free in 2026 video on the exact same day, the date that I did my very first how to be a VTuber video. Ooh. Back in 2021. Accidentally, completely accidental. So it was really cool. And then because of my kind of ultimatum, because I was like, if I don't get anywhere in a year, I'm gonna quit. That kind of forced me to put everything I have in, like all the hours, blood, sweat, and tears. I poured everything in that I didn't do before. And I mean, here we are. It's absolutely blowing up. So
yeah,
it
like
worked.
it totally worked. We can see that, and that's just amazing. Well, let's all thank to the algorithm gods that they kept you here.
Thank you, algorithm.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Hey, at least we can see an example of like someone who's been doing something for a long time, and there's a burnout, there's times when you just don't want to do stuff, there's times when you have no inspiration, you don't know what to do, and then you find that one little moment and you're like, okay, I'm gonna lock in.
Yeah.
And hey, you get the fruits now.
Yeah, reaping what I sow.
Exactly.
And the momentum is only getting more and more, like only getting higher. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you because that's just amazing. I love to see you grow. I remember that one time. I don't know if you remember it actually. But I remember when you posted a screenshot on your Twitter of your TikTok page that you're looking for this, like, was it 1,000 or how many followers? So you are missing one, and I was like, here, have my follow.
Wait, no way.
Yeah.
I think I remember something like that. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it to him here.
Yes.
Yes.
We made it.
One thing that I really want to talk about. So you're Irish.
Yes.
I don't think I know any other Irish VTubers out there.
There are some.
Yeah.
There are some. There's not many of us, but there are some.
Have you ever collaborated with them, or let's make a type of a group like V Irish or something like that? Was there any idea?
There was a time where I wanted to gather all the Irish VTubers and make a Discord channel or a Discord server for them, which I have, and it was active for the first little bit, and we I had some help like gathering, sourcing all the Irish VTubers and being like, hey, you're Irish, do you want to join the Irish VTuber Discord? But that didn't last very long. I think it lasted just like a couple of months, and then it went inactive, and then I didn't I wasn't very active on there either, which is fair. So I know a couple. I contacted I think probably the top Irish VTuber right now, which is Cake Jumper. Contacted her on Twitter just to kind of like say hi, like, hey, I'm Irish, you're Irish, let's be friends, which is great. So I definitely wanna set some stuff up with my fellow Irish VTubers at a certain point. I think that would be really cool.
Well, let's take it as advertisement. I cannot even speak anymore. Let's shout it
Yes.
out. Hey, all the Irish VTubers, contact Zekoz.
Yes. Let me gather all of you.
Like a Pokemon, yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna collect them all.
So one thing, so Irish people are pretty known for their accent. Have you
Yes.
ever had a problem with that? Have you ever tried to like stream with your accent, or is there any ongoing joke or anything in your community?
There is an ongoing joke, and the ongoing joke is that I don't sound Irish at all.
Yeah, you don't.
I sound, I think Caleb, it was Caleb, one of my friends, who said, you sound as American as they come. And I can't say I blame him, because I get that a lot. And even with, like, in my studio, I have a lead who comes from California, and then he says that I sound like I'm from California. So I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I get that a lot. And I don't mind it at all. I think it's like, honestly, somewhat of a compliment for me, funnily enough, because I remember at one point I was super self-conscious about my accent. I don't think I told this on stream, but I was like super self-conscious. This was like when I was a wee lad in secondary school, and I watched a lot of not VTubers. They didn't exist back then. I watched a lot of YouTubers who were American, and I watched a lot of like American shows, and they influenced my accent. And I really wanted to have a nice, clear accent because I really liked that about the YouTubers that I watched. So I started to kind of form that slowly over time. And then, funnily enough, I also had a time where I was super into the British accent, so I had that for a few months, and then I went back to the American accent. I grew up in a part of Ireland where the accent wasn't that thick. In fact, it was closer to British English than like a British accent than it was to like the typical Irish accent that you would be familiar with. So yeah, it was a mix of a lot of things, and I definitely get a lot of comments saying that you don't sound Irish. Like I thought you were American. And it's funny because every time I try to put on an accent, it feels forced, and I can't do it like properly. But my accent also kind of depends on who I'm with. So I don't know if you get that too, but for me, if I speak around, your average, like just people in general, I default to this accent. It's like what I'm most comfortable with. But then if I'm someone who speaks in a very heavy Dublin accent, I switch to my heavy Dublin accent. If I speak to someone who is from like more of the west of Ireland, the countryside, or like towards the actual west or south of Ireland, where they have a thicker Irish, like typical Irish accent that you might hear, I switch to that. So yeah, it kind of depends on who I'm with. It's really funny, but I find it difficult to, if someone says, "Oh, Zeke, talk in an Irish accent," and I'm like, I mean, I can try, but it's not gonna sound real, because
yeah, it has to come out naturally.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is really funny because I feel like I get that, like that happens when I take a taxi ride, because the taxi drivers are always like such a heavy accented Dubliners or something. So it kind of comes out there, or that, or if I'm in the pub. That also happens.
Of course, Irish in pub.
Yeah, there you go. Not helping the stereotype.
It's fine. Hey, that's the same with me. It's the same with me. Hey, I'm from Czech Republic. We are more heavy drinkers than you guys are. So like we are like, hey, we're low-key like brother and sister here.
True. Yeah. Let's have a pint. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was myself surprised because I didn't know that you were Irish till like, I don't know, It's a couple months ago that I actually found out about you that you are Irish. I was like,
Oh.
oh my god, he doesn't sound Irish at all. I can understand actually everything he says. So,
Yeah, yeah,
so
checks out.
is he and I was like questioning, wait, is he only living in Ireland but he's like from somewhere else, or like what is it?
Mm.
Like I was so confused.
So about that, actually, here's a
Uh-huh.
fun fact for you.
Uh-huh.
I was born somewhere else. I wasn't born in Ireland, so
Oh.
I'm not by blood Irish. Though I have lived here for the vast majority of my life. I consider myself more Irish,
Okay.
but I was born in the Philippines. And it's very funny because a lot of people have discovered that their favorite VTubers, or like just
Uh-huh.
VTubers in general, a lot of us are Filipinos. So
I don't
yeah.
know why I feel like I already knew this information. Somewhere I probably seen it somewhere. You had
I
you probably had some like Twitch clip or something talking about it. Because
It
I
was
feel
it
like
was
I
probably
know
on
that.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rode that I rode that kind of trend
Uh-huh.
of like people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm actually a Filipino," and then people are like, "Whoa, what?" I rode that for a bit, so that's probably where he found it.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Oh yeah, you mentioned the collaboration that you just did with Flux.
Mm.
And I was just thinking like, have you two been friends for a longer time, or did you just approach her like a bigger content creator or something like that, and hey, let's do a collaboration together, or how did that go?
Mm. So we weren't friends before I reached out to her. So I reached out to her late 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not 24, 25. So
Uh-huh.
last year, late last year. And because I came across a video of hers that was like, I posted a video every day, and then this is what happened, or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it really cool. And it kind of like low-key inspired me to post a short like every day for as long as I could. And that really helped out because getting those reps in, getting those videos out really helped me in understanding my channel, but also getting my videos out there more and getting me into the habit of making more content. So
Mm-hmm.
that was really cool. And I was like, damn, we share a lot of the same audience. We share a lot of the same topics. I think it would be like pretty cool to reach out and, do a collab or something, because that was also the time where, I was in my lock-in phase. I was, yeah, I'm gonna do everything. And part of that was to also be more comfortable with reaching out, because a lot of us, at least from what I'm experienced with, a lot of VTubers are introverted and are pretty shy in reaching out. And I was no exception, especially back then. I'm way more extroverted and more outgoing nowadays. But before, I was like, okay, this is another step that I gotta take if I want to make anything out of this, because that's what I wanted to do. So I reached out to her after watching that video,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, hey, Flox, I love your content. It would be really cool if we could like make a video together, because we share like a lot of the same audience and topics. Like, let me know what you think. And then she replied back, like surprisingly, with like, yeah, I'd be down for it. Let's do something. I was like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's so cool.
When you're not used to this entire thing, and when you're trying to reach out for the first time, especially to a bigger content creator, it is natural to feel like nervous or scared about reaching out to people much bigger than you. And I certainly kind of felt a little bit of that when I messaged Flux, because I was like, oh man, like I used to blow up, but not anymore. And my videos number in like the hundreds or thousands of
Mm-hmm.
views, not really in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands like they used to. So by all metric, I am pretty washed. What reason is there for her to accept my invitation or
Mm-hmm.
accept my collaboration? And funnily enough, one of the, now I wouldn't say one of the reasons, but like um, one of the surprising moments that I had with her is that when we were talking initially on Twitter DMs, I found out that she used to watch my content back then. So that kind of helped in leverage. I was like,
Oh my
oh
god.
yeah, hell yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it helped because then that meant that she was familiar with my content, and not only that I was familiar with her content, and then it kind of added that what's the word I'm looking for? Um, where it's like she can trust me,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, because she knows she's watched my videos and she knows that I do stuff, um, and likewise, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, if, to anyone, like including yourself, about like reaching out to others, I I think it's important to understand that even if VTubers or like these bigger content creators are much larger than you, there's no harm in just reaching out. You never really know what to expect, and you never really know like what's gonna come of it. Even if it's just a meme bait thing, you never know what happens. And in my opinion, it's better to throw it out there and just get rejected or get ignored than to never do it and regret not ever doing it.
Mm.
Especially because these content creators are only just going to get bigger over time, so it's only going to be harder to reach out for them later on. And what I find, at least for me, I love VTubing. I love content creation. I just like there's a reason why I make these videos, because I just love to talk about it. I
Mm-hmm.
could yap someone's ear off about how to make good content and VTubing for like an entire day and not get tired of it. So the fact that I get to do that in a talk show sort of setting like this, and then have that be another point of entry for other people to find me, is a great thumbs up for me. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, there's no harm in doing this. In fact, if anything, it's probably just going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun time, and it'll help with reach. Um, and you say that I'm doing you a favor, but you're also like kind of doing me a favor in this sense as well. So yeah, that's kind of
I'm
like
literally
part of the
trying my
reason.
best
There we go. Yeah.
on that one. But yeah, so you mentioned to me that you are planning to do some type of VTuber 101. What's that
Yes.
about?
So VTuber 101 is it's a big stream event that I want to do that incorporates everything that someone would need to know to get started with VTubing and how to sustain it. So
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of comments being like, oh, what do you do for this thing? What do you do for that thing? And I can make videos about that, of course, but I think it would be really cool and interesting to make an entire event around it. So my plan is a multi-day stream event where each day is talking about a different topic for VTubing or content creation. It would cover how to be a VTuber, how to get into the space with 3D models or customizables, for affordable prices,
Mm-hmm.
and also how to make content, how to make good videos, how to read graphs, and also all the way up to future technologies that you could use that you might not be aware of. Yeah.
So, do you have any plan when do you want to do the VTuber 101? Do you have a schedule?
I have it right now where I want to do it in
Mm-hmm.
early June. No set dates,
Okay.
but I really want to do it in June. That coincides with another big project that I want to do at the same time. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Mhm.
All right. I think that we have a lot of cool things to look forward to.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna take a little break right now. And what do you
All right.
think? How do you feel confident about a little quiz?
Ooh, a quiz? I am down for a quiz. Yeah, always down.
So I picked up a couple questions. They are pretty easy, and I think you, as a Irish person, I think
Hmm.
that these are
Yeah.
pretty basic.
Okay. Okay. I'm
So
excited.
let's see. Let's see how Zekoz is actually Irish. Is he Irish enough?
Ooh. I hope so. I have a citizenship.
Okay, okay. So question number 1 should be pretty easy for you, I think.
Mhm.
How many letters are there in the Irish alphabet?
I actually don't know.
Oh no! I thought that
I
this
actually
one
have
is
no idea.
one of the easiest one.
So here's a fun fact for you
Uh-huh.
about Irish language and the Irish culture itself.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of us, the vast majority of us, uh, speak English, and you only really see people speak Irish
Mm-hmm.
more so in the West. It is taught in
Oh.
schools, but not many people use it, and it's taught terribly in school. So when you leave secondary school. When you go off to college and like just outside of that kind of space, you don't really speak Irish. You don't really learn it. And the vast majority of Irish people, like they don't speak Irish. We know a couple of phrases, but we don't actually speak it because of how dominant English is. Yeah.
All right. No, hey, I was kind of like, okay, wait. I saw that question. And I was like, hold on, isn't it like the same? But then I realized, no, actually, Irish, like the true Irish, is different from English. So like, it's gonna be different. So yeah. So well, apparently there's only 18 letters. Okay, only 18, and that's A B C D E F G H I L MNO PRSTU, and that's it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, apparently there is no J, there is no K, which is kind of interesting, you know. No V, no Z, and then those goth letters, as I like to talk about them, Q, W, X, Y. Those doesn't exist as well in the Irish alphabet. Which that
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that one's is kind of understandable, but like J, K, and Z and V, hold up, why?
So it's interesting because the K sound, the K, we usually just say, or we usually just use the letter C for it, and it kind of depends on the context, but it's mostly like K.
Actually, yeah.
And for the V, so V is very strange because V is actually spelled with 2 letters to get that V sound. And it's I wanna flip the script. Can you guess which 2 letters together make a V sound?
Let me think. It's hey, I personally have a lot of problems just like as a Slavic person, because V and W for me we pronounce it completely same, and I all the time I hear from like English speaking people to make the goddamn difference between these two. So I have like, okay, V. Could it be I'm going with logic, and the only one that kind of like sounds like it when you like try enough is B and E.
B and E. You are unfortunately wrong.
Of course. I'm not surprised.
Irish does not operate off of logic. Okay. No, I'm kidding. But like when you see it, you're like, how the hell? But the 2 letters that produce the V sound, so the V, is M and H. MH.
The what now?
So
it's not even close.
It's right. So for example, the name Neve, so it's pronounced Neve. It is spelled Niamh. Neve.
And there's not even like when you pronounce it, I don't even hear the V there. I hear F. Like what the hell?
Yeah, it's very subtle. Yeah, Neve.
Okay.
Neve. And then so you get like a few of those, and then what was the other one? W.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah, W. So I'll use this as the last example, but for that one, I won't make you guess it because this one's just like crazy. But one way that you can spell it, or say, the most common way that I've seen anyway, with my limited experience, is to make the W sound, which is W, is BH. And sometimes with an F on like after it. So it's very it's very interesting. So like for example, embarrassingly enough, I can't remember the meaning of this word, but there's a word in Irish that's pronounced will. You know? You're like, oh yeah, will, like WILL.
Yeah.
In Irish, it is spelled BHFUIL. Will.
And I thought Korean was hard when I was learning that. What the hell?
Yeah. It
Oh my
is
god, that's so crazy.
something else.
Okay, now I understand. So people are complaining about French. We can be happy that almost no one speaks Irish anymore.
A little bit, yeah. You know, you don't have to spell crazy letters, crazy names.
Jesus.
I think it is a beautiful language, though. I
Oh,
wish it was taught
100%.
better in schools. But yeah, it is. It is a very interesting and very uncommon kind of language.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 2. Let's see if this one's easier for you.
All right, hopefully.
Well, should be pretty easy, I think. What is the national anthem of Republic of Ireland?
Oh, it is the soldier song.
Yay!
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I got it.
Good job.
Oh,
Okay.
thank goodness.
This one I picked because it has some connection to you, your
Okay.
VTuber persona.
Yes.
But if you don't know this one, it's fine. What bird is considered the king of birds in Ireland?
Oh, the king of birds in Ireland. That's a very good question.
I don't expect you to know this because
Yeah.
I don't even know for my own country like that. So
I honestly, I don't know.
I mean, shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Shoot. Kingfisher. Fuck it.
So apparently, I had to Google it because I don't know names in English for birds, but it's wren.
Oh, the wren.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta look up what this guy looks like again.
It's a little fluffy ball of feathers.
Oh my god, this is the king of birds. That's adorable. It's so cute. Oh my god. It kind of reminds me of the cotton the cotton bird from Japan called Shima Inaga, which is actually what my mascot and my community members are based off of.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, the cotton ball. Tiny bird that just looks like a round cotton ball.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Question number 4. Let's see if you know this one. Are Irish pubs open 365 days a year? If not, when do they close?
It's open like 99% of the year. I'm fairly certain for that. I've never really seen it close.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so that is correct. Oh wait, no, okay, no.
They do close. they do close.
Yeah, there is a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that they close on Christmas Day.
You're correct, and there's one more day when they close.
Yes,
apparently.
one more day.
Yeah, one more day.
Okay. Easter Sunday.
It's Good Friday, but you're close. You are close.
So close. So close. So close.
Yeah. So yeah, with the 99% open, you were correct. You were correct.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, and last question. Everybody is very much like the one thing that Irish gave us basically is the St. Patrick Day, right? Now celebrated all around the world, and so this is not the question, but like, what is the symbol?
Oh, of St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
A shamrock.
Okay, and I want to know how many leaves does shamrock have?
4.
Incorrect.
Oh shit! Is it 3?
It's only 3, yeah. Because shamrock has only 3. It's the clover that has 4.
Clover, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am a fraud.
No.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
apparently it represents the Holy Trinity. So
that checks out.
that's why it was picked. Yeah. Hey, I still think you are pretty much Irish, okay? Even I didn't pick the best questions, you know, it's like I was just like scrolling through and I thought, hey, these might be funny. Hey, you did a good
No, they're
job. You
pretty
did
cool. They're pretty
yeah.
interesting. Yeah. I
Yeah.
learned something new, you know?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, thank you for participating in this quiz. I
No problem.
I hope that you don't feel like awkward or embarrassed or anything. That wasn't my intention.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
It is fun. As we say here, it's good crack. Not crack as in the drug, crack as in CRAIC, which is fun in Irish.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. Just making sure for the YouTube algorithm too.
Yeah. The last part that we're gonna go into are couple messages, couple questions from our lovely viewers.
Ooh, okay.
So, first question is actually from viewer of mine. That immediately, as I said, that my second episode is you. They were like, "Oh my God, Asa has a style." So, so the question is from Wisney, and Wisney's asking, "How was it being one of the first male indie VTubers when you started, and how did you approach it at the time? Would you have done some things differently with what you know now?"
Is that second part pertaining to me being a male VTuber or just being a VTuber in general?
I think first male indie VTuber, so all about that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I didn't know that I was one of the first male indie VTubers.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I came into the space being like, oh yeah, VTubing sounds cool. And then I was like, I want to be like kind of myself a little bit. So in that case, I wanted a male model. And I just kind of rolled with that. So I didn't know anything about being one of the first male VTubers in the space, or like I didn't even really worry about gender. I just kind of did it because I thought it was cool. But that being said, I know there's a lot of discourse right now about being a male VTuber and how that kind of like pertains to your success as a VTuber.
Yeah.
I have some things to say about that, but before we get onto that topic, I'll cover kind of how I started out and everything. So when I started out, I kind of like approach VTubing how most people approach it, which is get an anime avatar and just start streaming and playing games and making some friends along the way, which I did, which was really fun. And then I started looking up tips as to how to do better streams, how to grow, and of course a lot of them intertwined with Twitch, like normal streaming. So I learned how to do that, and then I uploaded more videos and all of that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of kind of like searching, and it wasn't really dependent on my male VTuber, side. Now I know that male VTubers nowadays, a lot of them gain success from like ASMR or playing into the boyfriend experience kind of role, especially if you look at Nijisanji VTubers or Nijisanji male VTubers, because they are probably the most successful bunch of VTubers, like as a group, that we have right now. Now there are exceptions in the VTuber space in general, like Kendry, for example, doesn't do boyfriend experience, doesn't do ASMR, is a gigantic goofball, and he is one of the biggest VTubers, if not biggest male VTuber in the space right now. How I approached VTubing back then is quite different to how I approach it now. Like back then it was a lot of just like the usual stuff, playing games, anime model. But now I'm treating VTubing more like content creation. And I feel like a lot of VTubers should kind of look into the same thing as well, because when you think VTuber, you think idols. I want to be an idol because VTubers are idols. But that's not necessarily the case, and I feel like that is a common misconception. VTubing, as I mentioned earlier, is a medium, and I feel like being a content creator, is more beneficial to your average VTuber. If you want to be an idol, feel free, go ahead, be my guest. That is completely down to you and your personal preference. But in my opinion, for people who are kind of like they don't know what to do, and they're kind of just like being a VTuber because they like being a VTuber, I suggest that you look into content creation. And that's kind of my answer for the second half of that question, which is what would I do differently if I started, depending on like what I know now,
Mm-hmm.
it's that I would go into VTubing and treat it more like I'm making content instead of just the usual stream and play games kind of thing. Of course, still do that, but like right now, I'm making advice and tutorial type videos, but I also do like challenges, and I also just do like fun little, um, uh, things on stream that you would normally find a normal content creator make.
Yeah.
And I would definitely like lean more into that. Now I have I have considered the boyfriend experience and ASMR stuff
Oh,
because I know that gets a lot of
yeah, your voice is totally ASMR on its own.
yeah. That's
You don't
there you
even
go.
need to try.
That's it. I've gotten a lot of comments being like, "Oh my god, your voice! You could totally do this and that."
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. I'm really, really thankful that people like my voice, because there was a time when I didn't like my voice, and I kind of just like grew to accept like how it sounds, and I'm glad that people really like it. And like right now, I like my voice. Like I have no problem with it at all. So I'm going to kind of like accept it. But
That's good.
in terms of the ASMR stuff and leading into more of that boyfriend experience that you see in like Niji Sanji,
Uh-huh.
like yeah, there is probably a good chance for success in that field, especially with the kind of voice that I have that can attract like a very like loyal or like a large amount of that kind of audience that is shared with the big VTubers in Niji Sanji. I don't think I would find fulfillment in that. However, because it's not my thing. I that being said, my community has reached a subathon goal where I do ASMR for a stream.
Ooh.
So that is yet to happen. I have no idea how to do it, but I'll figure it out. I have the mic.
I need to be there.
Yeah. You will hear about it. It'll certainly be something I upload on Twitter or something.
Awesome.
But yeah, I might even make like a challenge video out of it. I think that might be cool. It's like I try ASMR for the first time, and I think that'd be interesting.
Okay, question number 2 is from another viewer of mine, from Nini, and he is asking, what is your favorite caffeinated, preferably but not excluding not caffeinated drink, and do you have any fun stories regarding it?
Oh, any fun stories regarding caffeine? Oh, actually, I have a story about a caffeinated drink. It's not necessarily my favorite, but okay, I can answer this in 2 parts. My favorite caffeinated drink is, of course, just coffee. But it is coffee with a certain type of bean, and I only discovered this recently because it's so good. I think there's 2 beans. I think one was like Arabic roasted beans, and then there's another one. I can't remember the name, but like really. Like these are not your typical beans, and I got to try them because one was available. Like my mom just kind of gave it to me, and was like, "Oh, that smells really nice. Oh, I really like this." And the other one was given to me by a barista who was like, "Oh, we'll just try out, this bean and see how you like it." And I tasted it, and I felt like I was in heaven. So that is, I usually go for like a cappuccino style kind of caffeinated drink. But the funny story that I have with a normal caffeinated drink, not necessarily my favorite, but it is of when I was in college, and I drank a lot of Red Bull.
Oh my
or at
god!
least
I know exactly what Minnie's gonna say on that one because he's a huge Monster fan, and he's so against Red Bull. So I'm so excited to hear this story. Come on, give it to me.
That is funny. All right, so okay, so this is like, I feel like this is off-brand Red Bull because it wasn't exactly Red Bull, but for a fact that it looked like Red Bull, it tasted like Red Bull, the packaging was near damn almost Red Bull. So I'm gonna say Red Bull. I would have drank Red Bull anyway if it wasn't for this one. But basically, this story is set when I was in college, and it was my first ever game jam. And this game jam so a game jam, for those who don't know, is you spend a set amount of time with either yourself or a group where you're given a prompt by the host of the what's it called, the host of the event. And you're told to basically make a game within a set amount of time. with that prompt.
Uh-huh.
So I can't remember what the prompt was for ours, but when we were given it, we had about 48 hours to create a game from start to finish,
Jesus.
completely from scratch.
Uh-huh.
So it was a monumental task for someone who was only like I think 2 years into his game development course at the time. But it was really fun. But the thing is, I was with I was in a big enough group, but a lot of them, as you would probably have experienced when you're working in group projects, didn't do a whole lot. So I took on a lot of that by making by coding it, by making some art. I also had some help from like other people in the team. Like not all of them were bad. Some of them were like really good. Wouldn't have been able to make the game without them. But I just remember drinking so much Red Bull that I basically had a can every like 30 minutes. And it was like a six pack or something.
God.
And that was for just the first night. Because I was like, I need to get through this. Or it was either the first night or the second night. I think it was actually the second night. But like I needed to get through it. I needed to make it.
So how long did you not sleep? That's my question.
I think I didn't sleep for 25 hours. So yeah, actually, let me double check something. I feel like I'm remembering a detail wrong.
Oh my god.
Game global game jam time limit. I think it's either 24 hours or 48 hours. It is 48 hours. Okay, it is 48 hours. So this happened during the latter half. Yeah, because we needed to get this game out. I needed to get it done and coded and sent off, and then bug checked and everything. And so I worked through the night. It was like it was like late at night, let's say 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Many people were asleep. You could see some screens dimly lit up in a corner of some people still working on it. And then one of mine was, of course, one of those dimly lit screens because I was on so much caffeine because I needed to get this shit done. I needed to get out of out to the gate. I needed to publish it. My friends, my teammates who were with me, already asleep beside me, and I was just going for it. I was like, I am drinking like Red Bull after Red Bull after Red Bull, just to keep myself awake for long enough to where I can develop this thing and get it out there. And so when the time came when I finally finished it, we submitted it. My entire like 6-pack was gone, basically overnight, and I hadn't slept. But by the time I got home, I hadn't slept for 25 hours.
Jeez.
And the moment I touched that bed, I passed out immediately.
Okay, so my follow-up question is, for how long did you sleep?
Oh, I can't even remember, man. It was a long time. I was out like a light. I was gone. Probably slept for more than 12 hours easy. After that, yeah.
Well, that's something. For sure.
Not great for your health, but it worked.
Okay, well, now I'm assuming that the next question is someone from your community, because literally the name is tell him to guess.
I know who this is.
The question is, ZZ, recently you and Flux made a video about VTubing tips, which was a really good video, obviously. But I wonder, what if someone wants to become a VTuber, but they are too afraid of doxing and other similar things VTubing community is notoriously famous with? What advice would you give them? P.S. Ask him why he refuses to add 30 minutes bald toggle.
Okay, Getsu, I know this is you. Who else wants a 30-minute ball toggle? But basically, to answer that question, okay, so doxing. Yeah, no, doxing is very, very fair. It is. I mean, it was one of the main reasons why people want to become VTubers in the first place, because they value their privacy and they don't want to be doxed. And I do understand that being a VTuber and being a content creator in general, being a
Mm-hmm.
public figure, has a risk of being doxxed. So there's a few things that you can do if you still want to be a VTuber. For one, you just strictly keep your VTuber life and your personal life as separate as you can.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that you can take or that you have to leave all your stories from your personal life out. I tell a lot of personal life stories all the time, but it means like, you know, maybe you just don't tell your parents, your friends. Maybe you can, but there's always a risk of that leaking to more people. So make sure if you do tell it to someone, you know that they are going to keep it as a secret. The other thing is like social media can dox you accidentally without you meaning to. It's really
I
stupid.
had that thing happen to me, actually.
Yeah.
God
Did
damn
it
you,
happen
Instagram.
on- Oh yeah, okay, it's Instagram. This is one of the reasons why I don't make an Instagram, because I once had a photography account that I wanted to start up and I wanted to keep it secret. But because it was on the same phone as my other account, it ended up doxing me to my work colleagues.
Ooh.
And they found that, and I just gave up and turned my photography account into my other personal account. So I don't trust it. And another reason why I don't trust it is because they don't give you an option, at least as far as I know, from the last time I checked, to turn off your Instagram being recommended to other people that you may know. It's really stupid. So, like, what happens? So, the first time I got doxxed accidentally was when I was making. Also, was when I think it was like 2022, 2023, from TikTok. So I was sending a video to my friend, my work friend, on TikTok. Not really thinking too much about it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a funny meme.
Yeah.
Found out that she found my channel from some reason, and we found out that it was because of that video. Now, initially, she thought I was just stalking her page, which not a great first impression, but. We found out that it was because TikTok, when you send a link, when you send a video to someone, it will trace back to that sender. And that's how they find you, because they're like, you got sent this thing from this person. Do you want to check out their channel, or do you want to check out their profile?
Yeah, exactly the same thing what happened to me on Instagram. Like, I literally just copy. I didn't send it through the application. I literally copied the link to it and sent it to the person. And but I was, for some reason, I was logged in my personal account, and it just doxed me. It's like, this person is sending you this. Like, what the hell, Instagram? And then,
very dumb.
And like, I didn't even see like this being a thing, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and I searched it up, and it's like, it only happens when you send it externally, you know, when you actually get the link and send it somewhere else. Stupid.
Yeah,
It's absolutely
very
stupid.
It is. It's sneaky as well. They don't tell you, they don't show you that happens.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So on TikTok, there's a way to disable it. It's in your privacy settings. On YouTube, there's also a way to do it, because they do it now too. What I find is that Instagram doesn't do it.
Yeah.
There's no option to turn that off, which is so dumb. And what you can do instead, and Vlogs actually made a short video about this, where you can take that link that you copy, and then there'll be a section at the end of this link that is the cause of of it linking back to you. So you just remove that part, the link still works fine, and then you won't get doxxed. Another thing as well to help you with doxing is when you're sending stuff through PayPal, for the love of God, make a business account, please. Because if you don't make a business account, your real name will be displayed, and it has to for legal reasons. So make a business account so that your business name is displayed, so you don't get doxxed that way. And one big tip I would say when it comes to helping out with not getting doxxed is just to kind of like as I mentioned before, keep it all separate as much as you can, and just to try, how do I say this? Try not to leave a paper trail. That sounds kind of touchy, but like, if your name is, if your VTuber name is connected in some sort of way to a past life that you have, then try to pick a different name, because people will put two and two together and they will find a way to look and see you. So it's like to just try avoid leaving a paper trail. Just treat it like you're starting something completely new, and to keep it as separate from your past life as much as you can.
Alrighty, and we have a last question, which I actually think that you kind of actually answered that already, but it's from JH.
Okay.
And it's a question if you can speak Gaelic.
Oh, a little bit, a little bit. I mean, I can try speak a few words, I guess.
Feel free if
so,
you.
Sure. Okay. So the actual language is not called Gaelic, but it's called Gaelga. And it's pronounced, Gaelga.
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 Yeah. At least that's the Irish way of saying Gaelic. Yeah, Gaelic is fine too. But there's a common word, or I can show you like a common few phrases that I still remember to this day. So how are you would be Conas Atatu.
Conas Atatu?
Yeah, Conas Atatu. It's how are you? So Conas is like how. Atatu is like you, how you. Another one is like to respond to that, you can say I'm good. So Tame Guma. Tame, I am. Guma, good.
It sounds like Japanese to me. What the hell?
Yeah, it's interesting. It feels like it's a meld of a few different languages.
Yeah.
Tame Guma, and Guma is spelled, of course, in a weird way because, of course, it is. It's Irish. Go is Go, but Ma is MAIDH. Ma.
Okay.
And another one is like, you could talk about the weather. It's always cloudy in Ireland, so when you're asked about the weather, or like when you're talking about it, you can say like there's clouds in the sky because it's always cloudy. So Toscalmal's a spare. The clouds are in the sky. Spare is like sky, Skalmal is clouds. And then the number one phrase that every Irish person will know, and I shit you not, it doesn't matter if they are fluent or if they know almost nothing. If they were in an Irish primary school when they grew up, they will know this. And it is, I will say the Irish first, and then I will say what it means because it's kind of funny. And it is Onwil Akiadagum Agdolgudi on Leheris. And that translates to can I go to the toilet?
Of course. Why is it so long?
It's like the polite way of saying it, but it basically says, "Can I go to the toilet?" Onwila Cadagum on Igdolgudi on Leheris. Leheris is toilet, and Onwil Cadagum is like, "Can I go?" Igdolgudi is like to go. But yeah, so the reason why every Irish person would know it is because in primary school, or at least in my experience and a bunch of other people's experience, you were not allowed to go to the toilet unless you could say this fluently.
What the hell?
So it was like a hardened rule. If you can't say, "Can I go to the toilet?" in Irish, good luck. You're gonna pee your pants.
That reminds me of my English classes. We were obviously like in Czech Republic you speak Czech, but like when we had English class, like teacher was always like, ask me in English and you can go.
Yeah, basically the same thing then.
Oh god.
Oh man. Yeah, there you go. It's a bit of Irish, bit of Gaelga.
Well,
I wish I could speak more, but yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. A little bit of a language, training here as well, or like learning. Cool. Well, okay. That was all the questions. I hope that everybody's happy with the answers and everything. And yeah, well, that's gonna be basically it. We can end up the episodes. I think. Did you have fun?
I did. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for inviting me out. As I mentioned, I love to yap, so getting the opportunity to do exactly that is is amazing. So thank you so much again for having me.
Hey, I am so again. I'm so honored that you accepted my invite and that you are here, and we can totally do some follow up later after, let's say, the
Mm,
VTuber 101. Or
sure.
when you become the 1 million subscriber type of VTuber. You're gonna get to the elite.
Well, we'll see about that.
Streaming with
Yeah.
Iron Mouse and everybody.
Oh my goodness. I That would be amazing. Actually, okay, there's a couple things
Hmm.
that I want to mention because I think this might be relevant to like what we've discussed, especially with that comment just there.
Hmm.
The first one, if you don't mind, if we're not
No,
like
no,
running
no,
out of
no.
time.
You're fine. You're fine.
Cool, awesome. So I want to talk about two things. One, it's a silly short-term goal that I have, and two is like kind of the dream that I have
Okay.
for VTubing. So the short-term goal, at least for this year, is to be able to reach 100,000 subs. It's
Mm.
a little bit of a stretch, but I feel like with the momentum, we might be able to just about hit it. And then I promised my community at the start of the year that if we end up hitting 100,000 by this year,
Hmm.
I will do an IRL stream, of course with mask and everything,
Uh huh.
but in a maid outfit. So that.
Combine it with the ASMR.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about that, but that is that's a fun idea, isn't it?
I'm sorry to
Um
to give that idea to your community. Actually.
well, now they know. Oh damn. No, it's fine. It is for them because they helped me reach it, so Um yeah, so that is my short term and silly goal. I say silly because the reward is a maid outfit stream. Um but my dream for VTubing
Hmm.
is kind of like, I was thinking about this more so like later last year or late last year, because as I was doing like a bunch of traveling and stuff, I kind of went through this whole thing of like, oh, I'm finding my purpose kind of thing, right? It's really
Ah.
funny. But I ended up finding what I really liked about VTubing, and what I liked is to help VTubers who were like me before, who didn't get much of a chance or who don't know what they're doing, and to
Hmm.
give them a chance. And so, especially in light of all the agencies, I kind of looked at all the agencies, especially with the whole VShojo thing that exploded last year,
Yeah.
and like exploded, I mean like imploded, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a disaster, and we thought that they were the good ones. It
Yeah.
was quite unfortunate. So, and with all the graduations, there were so many graduations last year, it was ridiculous.
Mm.
And so at the later half of last year, I kind of came across this thought of somewhat of a VTuber academy of sorts.
Ooh.
And this is just like a far off dream that I have that
Uh-huh.
I may or may not do. But I really want to try it at the very least. I want to give it everything I have. But the main goal, to put it in a nutshell, is to have um this, how do I call it? It's not an agency, so
Mhm.
I don't want to say agency, but for lack of a better term, because people relate with it, I'll just say agency.
Mm.
So it's like an agency that doesn't keep VTubers,
Yeah.
but
Like a
instead
consulting stuff, or
somewhat.
yeah.
So I kind of compare it to, instead of like Korean idol agencies and normal typical VTuber agencies, I
Uh-huh.
kind of compare it to like football clubs or football academies, or tennis academies. The
Okay.
sports centers that nurture a VTuber. So what I want to do is have a place where we can gather potential diamonds in the roughs that have potential to be great, but they just need a little bit more of a push. They need a little bit of guidance
Mhm.
to get them to kind of that area, and to give them a platform to work with as well. Because if you're like sitting at 5 viewers, it doesn't matter if you're extremely good. If you don't know what you're doing, that 5 viewers isn't gonna end up being anything.
Yeah.
Or like maybe you just need a platform where you get a bunch of people to kind of see what you're made of. It's that chance we want to give, or I want to be able to give VTubers like this a chance
Mhm.
through a program where I can teach them, I can consult them, as you mentioned, and at one point, maybe like after a year, I will have basically taught them as much as they should know, and then they can decide what to do after that. They can stay in the agency, quote unquote agency. They
Mm-hmm.
can stay in the company, or they can venture off, be indie, or they can be a part of a VTuber agency if they were to apply.
So
But it's
so
all
yeah,
about giving them a
so
chance.
literally the school for VTubers. It's
Basically.
I'm literally having like the from X-Men, the school for the mutants, like right now going in my mind, like oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
guess
know,
in a
and
sense it
like
is kind of
imagine like
that.
having all of those like bigger VTubers, you know, that like
Mm.
actually being the instructors and
Oh yeah,
telling
I
and
mean, imagine like getting a class taught by Iron Mouse. That'd be insane.
you.
Uh,
Oh my god.
yeah, but yeah, the reason why I want to try pursue this is I tried to apply for agencies like in the past.
Mhm.
I applied to at the very minimum like 3 agencies, got rejected from all of them. Didn't even get past the first phase at all. I was completely like it was a rough time.
Yeah.
And I was gonna apply for another agency last year, and then I was like, hang on, let me just try give this, whole 1 year indie thing a shot and then see where it goes. Um, and that experience with getting rejected so many times and seeing other people get rejected from agencies, there's not a whole lot of opportunity to put yourself out there in front of a large audience just to kind of show them what you're made of.
Yeah.
And like I want to give that opportunity to more people, which is why I don't want to keep the talents. I want to like give them the opportunity and then let them do their own thing. Let them like be the birds that leave the nest, so to speak. And even like in my experience of being an indie, you get the freedom to do whatever you want, which is great, but at the same time, you have zero support. And you kind of have to provide that for yourself. So if you don't have a good paying job, good luck getting a good model or any kind of like, because for as a VTuber, you need models, you need assets, you need all of these things. And if you're doing anything large scale like a concert, then you have to either get that equipment yourself or get a hiring studio to help you out with that. It's a lot of expense for VTubing, so that's something that I want to like help out as well.
I mean, at the same
Because that's the big advantage
yeah,
of
but
agencies.
at the same time, we live in an age right now when you can start VTubing in less than 5 minutes. You know,
Very true.
with all of those like free stuff. You just made a video about it
Mm,
on similar
very
program to
true. Yeah.
Vroid. So, like to be fair, you can totally go for free in this. You know,
Mm,
because OBS is
yeah.
free. Streaming on Twitch is free.
Mm,
You don't need to pay anything. You can
mm,
create, let's say, Vroid model or use customizable Live 2D model, for
mm.
free. you know,
Yeah.
all you need is a webcam and a mic, and
True. True.
basically you can go completely. You can spend zero.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No, that's it. You're completely right.
Hmm.
And especially when starting out, you can do completely free. The one of the difficulties that I came across when I was, locking in
Mhm.
this year and then doing more stuff is that I had to balance my full-time job with my VTubing. And
Yeah.
it came to a point where I was nearly burning myself out because of the sheer amount of work that I had to do. And I don't know if you've come across this issue as well yourself, but having to edit videos on top of having to do a full-time job and everything else in between, it's a lot. It can be a lot. And eventually it just came to a point where if I wanted to scale up more, if I wanted
Uh-huh.
to grow even more, I had to hire a video editor if I wanted to upload more frequently
Yeah.
or more consistently. And it's just inevitable. Like that is an inevitable point in a VTuber's career, in a content creator's career, where you have to either make time to edit those videos, i.e., get a part-time job, or quit altogether, which is not advisable, by the way. Don't do that unless you are guaranteed to have income from VTubing.
Uh,
Like I still have a full-time job, even though I'm seen as a growing VTuber. Um, but you need help. You need help with scaling it up to being more of a career than just like a fun hobby.
that is true.
And
Yeah.
that is the biggest trouble that I found when I was approaching it.
Well, is there anything else you want to mention? You want to, well, invite people to, apart from the VTuber 101? Anything?
Mm, I think that's VTuber 101 is the biggest event that I have planned so far this year. So in June, probably in the first week of June, but there will be more announcements of it on the channel, on Twitter, Discord, etc. But otherwise, I stream on Tuesdays and on Sundays. Not many people know I stream on Sundays, funnily enough. But I'm just chilling. There's some cool videos coming out soon, of course, but VTuber 101 is gonna be the big boy coming out in a couple of months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome, awesome. I will try my best if I remember it. And if it's not on the days when I'm busy or doing my own stuff, I will try to stop by, and definitely look out for that as well, because that sounds really
Awesome.
sounds really good. Yeah, I think I need some
Thank you.
lectures too.
That's all a little bit. Hopefully, we can make it fun.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can always hit me up for anything.
Yeah.
All right, well, Zekoz, thank you so much for joining me on this, wave, purple wave here. I hope that you had an amazing time. I definitely have. Again, it's an honor to have you here, because like it's kind of I said it before on the first episode as well. It's kind of a dream of mine to like actually interview all of those influential people that were to me when I first started. So it just feels so good to talk to you like this, and I'm looking forward for more of your content, because it helps a lot. I hope that much more people is gonna find some good advices or some motivation, inspiration, whatever it is. And I wish you all the best. And again, congratulations on your skyrocketing from now this year.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and hopefully
Yeah,
it will keep going.
Yes, that's the plan. Well, thank you so much for having me, Azeret. I really appreciate it. And honestly, like it's been such a fun time with the just yapping and also all the questions. I think you've done a really great job with this, and I'm looking forward to all the future episodes. I think it's gonna be a very cool time. And yeah, one more piece of like wisdom, if I could share for you
Sure.
and for others as well, it is to just keep going. It's it might seem like with the numbers can be very, very impactful on your health in a negative way. It's helpful, but don't pay too much attention to it. Just make sure that you are doing what you love, and then things will come in due time. And if you don't feel like that you're helping anyone, or not many people are being affected, or you're not impacting someone's VTubing or life in general because of the low numbers that you have on YouTube, I guarantee you that there will be a couple of people that'll at least be really grateful that you have that video, because there always will be, and you never know it, because they might just not comment, or they just might, kind of be just watching you, but there's always a few people that are really thankful that you put up these videos. So, and I say, fuck the haters, focus on those ones instead.
True. Remember, the lurkers are very important.
Yes, exactly.
Alrighty. Thank you so much again, Zekoz. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
What an incredible guest we had today. And now, I feel like I want to just pause and go back to being a student at Zekoz VTuber Academy. Imagine that. Hopefully, this wave showed you that everyone's story has different timeline. You can start now and be famous in couple months, or you can create content for years before you break through. Have faith, my friends. Take a deep breath, lock in, and just let the wave guide you.